Welcome everyone to another fascinating journey into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and the mysteries of American history that live within the pocket change we often overlook. Today we are diving into the story of one of the most intriguing and extremely valuable coins ever to circulate, the Liberty 1-cent coin from the year 1974, a coin that many people think is just an ordinary penny but in reality holds secrets and values that have taken collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts by surprise. What makes this coin so unique? Why is it so rare? And how could a simple 1-cent coin, something worth just a fraction of a dollar, turn into an item valued in the market today at an astonishing $90.8 million? Yes, you heard that right, a coin minted in 1974 that is now considered worth more than most people could dream of in a lifetime. To understand the importance of the 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin, we first need to step back into history and look at the background of the penny itself. The United States 1-cent coin has always carried with it not just monetary value, but also symbolic value. It has been one of the most produced coins in American history, circulating in billions, and it has seen different designs over the centuries, each reflecting something significant about the country, from the wheat design of earlier years to the Lincoln Memorial and later shield designs. But the year 1974 stands out because it was a time of major change, experimentation, and transformation in the U.S. Mint. The United States government was grappling with rising copper price, which made it more expensive to produce each penny than the penny was worth itself. In the early 1970s, copper was becoming a valuable commodity and the mint faced a serious issue. A penny that cost more than 1 cent to produce was no longer practical. In 1974, the U.S. Mint started experimenting with new metals to replace copper, and one of the most famous experiments was the aluminum cent. Millions of experimental aluminum cents were struck in 1974, but almost all were recalled and destroyed before being released to the public. Only a few pieces are known to have survived, making them some of the most legendary rarities in U.S. coin history. But here is where it gets truly interesting. Alongside these aluminum experiments, there were also rare variations, errors, and special strikes of the copper and bronze 1974 pennies, which today have become priceless collectibles. Now, the 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin that has reached the astounding value of $90.8 million is not just an ordinary piece of change. It is a coin tied to mystery, rarity, and extraordinary condition. Coins of this year were struck both in the traditional bronze composition and in the experimental aluminum composition. Some coins that were supposed to be destroyed never were, and in the world of numismatics, these surviving examples have been called hidden treasures. The coin in question is one of these remarkable rarities. Its combination of near-perfect preservation, unique minting circumstances, and extreme scarcity has driven collectors to assign it values that most would consider unimaginable for a 1-cent coin. Think for a moment about the journey of such a coin. A penny, small in size, something we often drop on the ground or leave in a jar, yet in this case one penny became a symbol of history, government experiments, economic struggle, and ultimate rarity. The 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin carries with it the story of America in the 1970s, a time of inflation, change, and experimentation where even the smallest denomination of money was caught in the winds of economic challenges. The survival of this coin is almost like a miracle, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for such a piece, not just because of its rarity but also because of the story it tells. What makes this particular coin even more remarkable is the combination of its mint errors, striking details, and provenance. Some 1974 cents have been found with double die errors, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes that only increase their rarity. Others have been discovered in flawless, uncirculated condition, preserved for decades without a single scratch, which makes them highly desirable to collectors who seek perfection. The coin, valued at $90.8 million, is believed to be not only one of the experimental strikes but also in nearly perfect condition, which explains why its market value has skyrocketed to such extraordinary levels. Let us also consider the human side of this story. Many times coins of extreme value are not immediately recognized. Someone might find such a penny in an old collection, in a jar of change left by a grandparent, or in a forgotten drawer, without realizing that what they hold in their hand is worth more than gold, more than diamonds, more than most luxury possessions. Imagine the shock of discovering that a simple penny you thought was worth only 1 cent is in fact a life-changing treasure valued at nearly $100 million. Stories like this are what fuel the fascination with coin collecting. They remind us that history is not locked away in museums but sometimes resting right in our pockets. The market for rare coins is a fascinating world of its own. Investors, collectors, historians, and institutions all compete for these treasures, and when a coin like the 1974 Liberty 1 cent comes to light, the bidding wars can reach astronomical figures. The $90.8 million value is not just about the metal or the face value but about history, rarity, and desirability. It represents the ultimate prize for collectors who seek not only wealth but also the prestige of owning one of the rarest coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Looking at the broader history of U.S. coinage, the 1974 cent teaches us a lesson about how small changes in the economy and government policy can ripple out into the world of collectibles. A simple decision to experiment with aluminum instead of copper has created legends in numismatics. It also shows us the unpredictability of value. Who could have guessed in 1974 that one of these small cents would one day be worth close to $100 million? This unpredictability is what makes coin collecting exciting, a hobby that is as much about history and discovery as it is about money. So, the next time you hold a penny in your hand, take a moment to look at it carefully. Check the date, examine its details, and remember the story of the 1974 Liberty 1 cent coin. For hidden in plain sight in the most ordinary of objects there could be extraordinary value. That is the magic of coins. They are pieces of art, history, and wealth all at once. The 1974 Liberty 1 cent coin has proven that even the smallest denomination can carry the biggest surprise, and that is why today it stands as one of the most valuable coins ever known, with a market value reaching $90.8 million. This story continues to inspire collectors, historians, and dreamers alike. It teaches us that treasures are not always grand or obvious. Sometimes they are small, humble, and waiting to be discovered by someone with a keen eye. And perhaps, just perhaps, the next incredible discovery is already sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket, purse, or jar of change at home.